Tonight, a potentially brutal snowstorm is bearing down on the Northland. How much snow and ice can we expect with this round? And no deal yet. The clock is ticking on contract talks between union plow drivers and St. Louis County. And later, after a decade and a half, there will be a change in leadership at a local organization that helps build affordable housing.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Kristen has the night off tonight. On this upcoming post-holiday weekend, the roads are expected to be busy, and there's a messy snow-rain mix in the forecast. It could create some nightmare travel conditions, and crews are already preparing and doing things a little bit differently in the wake of last month's blizzard. CBS 3's Jesse Slater spoke with MnDOT officials ahead of the storm on how they are planning for this weekend storm.
A messy winter storm is forecast to close out 2019.
Could be slippery with the kind of transitional snow-rain mix that we are expected to get.
The storm comes weeks after a historic blizzard left nearly 2 feet of heavy, wet snow across the region.
Big storm that we had about a month ago really tested our equipment and our crews.
So MnDOT officials say crews are working to be more efficient, laying salt ahead of the freeze and having crews in place to hit the streets once the snow starts falling.
Try to keep the roads wet. It's better if they're wet than if they freeze.
The historic blizzard cost MnDOT $1.5 million in labor, maintenance, and supplies, while plow crews worked relentlessly for weeks to clear buried streets.
Everything's in order right now, so at least we're starting this storm with our full capacity of workers, our full lineup of equipment.
Now, we did reach out to Duluth and Superior city leaders to ask what their plans are for the storm. Superior Mayor Jim Payne said plow crews will be out on the streets immediately when the snow starts falling. We have not yet heard back from Duluth officials. With that, we'll turn over to Dave. Dave, how much snow are we going to get with this?
You know, I don't want to give it away right now,
okay.
Tony. That's fodder for the main weather.
All right.
Let's talk about the short-term forecast, which is rather pleasant, and then hint a little bit at what's coming for the weekend. Hinting mainly because nobody's certain right now. Okay, I've admitted it. But I'm fairly certain tomorrow will be conquered by that high pressure to the west, displacing that low that's just to our north. That low during the overnight could bring a little bit of light snow. Then that high builds in tomorrow to deliver a day like this. Partly sunny in the morning, to clear to partly cloudy in the afternoon. Morning low temp of 19 above will go up to 27. That's a little bit cooler than it has been the past couple of days, but still warmer than normal. But this one sunny day, Tones, will not last forever. Once we get into Saturday, yeah, that potential snowstorm comes across. Looks like it'll be heavier in Minnesota than Wisconsin. Minnesota faces a winter storm watch. I'm still thinking 5 to 10 there, but I've dialed down my expectations for Wisconsin and Michigan, and we will show you that chart in a few more minutes.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, Dave. Well, with only 5 days left before their contracts expire, St. Louis County spokespeople say they're still negotiating with their union plow drivers. Plow operators and mechanics with the Teamsters Local 320 union voted earlier this month to authorize a strike if their demands are not met. The approximately 180 union members are asking for changes to their wages, benefits, and health insurance. Their contract expires at the end of the month. They do have a strike date in mind, but they have not released that to the public. Skiers and snowboarders at Spirit Mountain had to be rescued from the hill's main chairlift today. Spirit Mountain's executive director said something broke around noon. They spent about an hour and a half helping people to the ground by way of a harness system. We're told it was a mechanical issue with the lift.
So we went through all of our normal policies and procedures, which then led into us doing a manual evacuation of the chairlift. That is performed by our trained ski patrollers as well as members of our operations team. This is a normal process for us when we're having to evac a chair and something that we train for.
No word on exactly how many people were on the lift at the time, but Spirit Mountain officials say everyone did get down safely. At least one snowboarder we caught up with was anxious to get back on the hill.
We can't use the lift. So it impacted our whole day. So we're just kind of riding the rope, the bunny hill. Yeah, it's a bummer.
The lift was back up and running by about 2 this afternoon. The St. Louis County Sheriff's Office is warning about a recent phone scam. Authorities say the scammers claim to work for the Sheriff's Office. They will claim you missed a court date or that there's a warrant out for your arrest. Authorities want to remind you that they'll never request payments or take your financial information over the phone. You can report any potential scams to the Sheriff's Office. The search is on tonight for a man accused of assaulting a woman at a Wyoming, Minnesota gas station and forcibly taking an infant child. Chisago County authorities say the 6-month-old boy was with his mother when Ben Teets, the non-custodial father, took him from a gas station bathroom on I-35. Authorities say the child has been found safe, but they did not comment on the condition. No word on the mother's condition either. Now, as we mentioned, the search is still underway for the father. He's described as a white male weighing around 250 pounds. Authorities say the 37-year-old was wearing a blackish gray hoodie at the time of the incident. It's believed he has a large knife or knives, but authorities aren't sure if he has a gun. He was driving a 2002 silver Chevy Monte Carlo. Now, Chisago County authorities say this situation did not meet the Amber Alert requirements, but they did not specify why. In Minneapolis tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what caused a fire that sent hundreds of homeless people into the cold on Christmas morning. No one was seriously hurt, but the fire at the old Drake Hotel happened early yesterday and displaced hundreds of low-income and homeless residents. Officials are still trying to figure out what caused that fire. In the wake of another fire at a low-income apartment complex in Minneapolis earlier this year, city officials say they're starting conversations about changing a law that would allow older buildings to meet recent fire prevention criteria.
So we are talking to within the city enterprise and with partners and to some legislators, I think, to sound out the possibility of that law changing. But in the meantime, it's a discussion and nothing more.
The city of Minneapolis has ordered part of the building to be demolished, as they say it is unstable and unsafe. Now, Hennepin County and the city of Minneapolis are working together to find a temporary shelter for the 250 people who are displaced. We're also learning tonight that Red Cross volunteers from the Northland have been deployed to help the fire victims. If you'd like to donate, you can contact the Minnesota Red Cross. In less than a week, business owners in Duluth will have to be in compliance with the city's new Earned Sick and Safe Time ordinance. ESST applies to businesses with more than 5 employees. Employees will be able to use it in situations involving illnesses, injuries, physical or mental health conditions, and other issues involving themselves or family members. Here's how it works. Employees accrue 1 hour of earned sick and safe time for every 50 hours worked and begin accruing it on their start date. Employees may accrue up to 64 hours in 1 year, and employees may carry up to 40 hours of unused ESST from 1 year to the next. Now, the new ordinance goes into effect January 1st. CBS3's Jenna Wells caught up with local businesses and city officials about how they're handling the change.
The start of the new year means earned sick and safe time with pay for most employees working at businesses in Duluth.
The intent behind it is really strong, that you want people to be able to be home when they need to be home and to be home when their kids need them to be home as well.
City Councilor Eric Forsman says many businesses already had similar policies in place, but they'll still have to make some changes.
For some that weren't offering it, it is definitely a change that will affect their bottom line. And so, great for employees that are able to access this benefit now, but also in recognition of the fact that businesses had to make changes to be able to meet those requirements.
One business already with an ESST policy, Grandma's Restaurants in Duluth. Their Director of Operations, Tony Bowen, has been heavily involved in the more than 16-month process of creating the ordinance.
We needed to educate the counselors a little bit on what our business model is and try and come and they listened and I think they came to some good compromise. I think we opened some eyes.
He says several local restaurants have been collaborating to gain a better understanding and get on the same page.
So we've formed a loose coalition of restaurants called the Duluth Local Restaurant Association. This is all local restaurants because, we're the ones that are really getting, the adjustment. And it's created more of an atmosphere of cooperation rather than competition.
Bowen says most are content with the ordinance, but he's concerned that smaller businesses will have trouble keeping up with the complex coming changes.
I bet you if you went and knocked on the doors of some businesses outside of downtown that don't have something like the Greater Downtown Council or Canal Park Business Association, Lincoln Park Business Association to kind of inform them of things like this that are coming down the pipe, they're not going to know about it.
Duluth City Councilor Eric Forsman says he hopes the state or federal government will move forward with their own version of ESST to free up city resources. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a longtime leader for a local organization that provides affordable housing in Minnesota is retiring. And later, tomorrow is the day recreational marijuana can begin being sold in Michigan. What to expect coming up.
Today's high temperature, 33 degrees. We'll be a little bit cooler than that tomorrow. Still a bit warmer than normal, but sunny tomorrow. A day to enjoy because by the weekend, yeah, another storm is possible, especially for Minnesotans. But Wisconsin, Michigan, not completely off the hook. We'll show you the hook, the treble hook, coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
Schneiderman's helps you celebrate life's happiest moments when everyone has a spot, even Spot. A new year is a new chance for savings at Schneiderman's huge year-end clearance. Shop now at Schneiderman's Furniture.
Here's this week's CBS 3 Game Day lineup. Brought to you by Kohler Hyundai. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Wi-Fi here, Wi-Fi there, Wi-Fi where you've never Wi-Fi'd before. Wi-Fi beyond walls, beyond boundaries, beyond compare. Wi-Fi like your house is one giant hotspot, the hottest hotspot. Sound extreme? It is.
Counts down to the new year, but we're counting up to it at Fond du Luth Casino. Over $40,000 will be given away during our count up to New Year's. The fun continues this Saturday with drawings every half hour beginning at 7 p.m. Giddy up as each drawing date, the prize values will increase. This Saturday, 15 winners will receive $350 cash. Stop by the Players Club or log on to FondDuluthCasino.com for all the participation details. Join in on the count up to New Year's cash drawings and
have a great time out at Fond du Luth.
For New Year's Eve only, join the DSSO in the ultimate Rocky Horror Picture Show experience, live and in concert. Visit DSSO.com for tickets.
At the Ram Big Finish event, we're giving the ultimate gift, employee pricing for all. So you can drive the only pickups that make the season shine brighter, carry more gifts, and bring the magic of the holidays to everyone in the back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Get the gifts that have it all with employee pricing for all.
Well-qualified returning FCA lessees can lease the 2019 Ram 1500 Classic for $258 a month, or returning lessees purchase and get 21% below MSRP on the 2019 Ram 1500 Classic.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS 3 Duluth.
Schneiderman's helps you celebrate life's outrageous moments. More room for the king of the castle. Free box spring or $200 bonus cash with the purchase of any Stearns & Foster mattress. Only at Schneiderman Sleep.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
All right, with the storm situation coming our way for the weekend, it looks like it's going to give a slap to Minnesota more so than Wisconsin or Michigan. Winter storm watch from Saturday afternoon in through Monday morning, maybe Monday noon for the Minnesota side of life. Folks in Wisconsin and Michigan still may get a little bit of snow, but right now it does look only to be a little bit. We'll show you the chart in a little more detail coming up in just a bit. Before this all hits, Snowmageddon number, 3 around here this year come Saturday. We're going to have a gorgeous Friday, so get out and enjoy that one. Hopefully you have some time to get out and do that. Indeed, right now, current conditions at the airport in Duluth, 26 degrees with a mostly cloudy sky and a westerly wind at 14 miles per hour, barometric pressure 29.99, but with a pretty big Colorado low coming our way from the southwest. Yeah, barometer readings around the region will be going down as the weekend comes across. Coming across right now, temperature readings in the low 20s from International Falls down to Orem, probably down to Cook too, because it's only 22 towards Buell and Hibbing and Chisholm. Same deal for Grand Rapids and Coleraine, 27 Moose Lake, and for Two Harbors, 28 in Superior, Solon Springs, and Hayward. Boy, and 230s there in Ashland and Ironwood. There's our full house for the weather. 32 right now in Waters and Mead. Low temps tonight may dip into the teens for the interior parts of Minnesota and then hover around 20 for many of the rest of us. So this warm spell, it will continue. Normal high temps around 20. Will be a bit warmer than that pretty much all week long. All right, we have a 40% chance tonight for clouds and some snow showers from a departing low pressure system. And the main body of the low is up north of the border right now, but some of its wraparound energy is coming through the Brainerd Lakes region and getting right to the doorstep of the Twin Ports here. So bottom line is 40% chance region-wide for some more snow showers overnight before higher pressure settles in to conquer us with some sunshine, at least for Friday. That high slipping in will slip away rather rapidly, come in fast, go away fast as well, but sunny during the day. Friday into Saturday, clouds increase, and in the afternoon, the snow chance begins as this low-pressure system works out of the Colorado region, maybe even takes a dip down towards Oklahoma, and then slides up to our area. That brings a lot of moisture with the system, and so we're looking at snow totals. Latest estimates look like this from an amalgam of my favorite computer models. Minnesota, northern part of the state, 5 to 10 inches possible. And right now, I'd hedge my bet towards 7 for a lot of towns. For Wisconsin and Michigan and east central Minnesota down to the south, maybe 1 to 4. So not such a huge deal for those folks. But even 1 inch of snow can be slippery, so do travel cautiously this weekend. Forecast tonight in Minnesota. Yeah, it could get as cool as 13 towards I Falls, but then as warm as 22 for Two Harbors. 40% chance for that light snow. 40% chance for Wisconsin, Michigan with low temps there, 19 to 23. Coming up tomorrow for Wisconsin and Michigan, the glory of the sunshine and high temps from 27 to 32. In Minnesota, we get sunshine there as well with about 26 to 32, the range of temps in that part of our world. And then our world gets cloudier and snowier. 80% chance on Saturday, 90% Sunday, 70% Monday morning. And then by Tuesday, perhaps, the shoveling will begin again, Tony.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Well, a change in leadership is coming to an organization that helps create a lot of affordable housing here in Duluth. One of Center City's housing leaders is stepping down. CBS3's Emma Quinn takes a look at what it means for the area.
After 15 years, Center City's executive director, Rick Klun, is stepping down. He's getting older and says transitions can be a good thing.
Change is really good for an organization, and after 15 years, I think it's time for a new leader.
Replacing Klun is Nancy Cashman. Cashman was chosen after the board of directors conducted a search party, and Klun agrees with their decision.
And who I think is perfectly poised to do an outstanding job.
Cashman says she's excited to get to work and continue to help those who need it.
So the need for housing is growing. Affordability is a big issue, and so we'll continue to work on developing units that really help those folks who really have a lot of barriers.
Some of those units include a project right here in Duluth, the Twin Cities, and other parts of Minnesota.
At this point, I don't see Center City making a big culture or mission change, and so I think you'll continue to see us do what we do best, which is really identify and develop solid housing projects for folks who need very affordable housing with supportive services.
Klun adds no changes will be made to the projects once Cashman takes over.
Cashman is expected to take over as executive director on January 1st. Still to come on Live, local CBS3 retailers begin rolling out recreational marijuana sales in Michigan on Friday morning. Details next.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota. Presidential award-winning service. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler. KohlerToyota.com.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Opioids are used primarily to treat pain, though they also can produce a state of euphoria, sometimes resulting in dependency or addiction. Dr. Joe Bianco, a physician at Essentia Health, has witnessed both the benefits and detriments of opioid use.
Opioids are very important in our daily medical practice. They make a big difference on how we treat our patients. The key is using them safely. So if you've been on opioids for a long time and you find that you need to take more and more, but your pain is getting worse or it's not getting any better, something to think about is reducing the amount of opioids that you're on, because sometimes opioids can cause more pain. The patient can always refuse, to use them as well, or not wish to have them. And we have other means to take care of pain that we can explore with patients. Addiction is a chronic disease, just like any other disease. And too often we've moralized addiction. And what we're doing right now is encouraging people to see this as a medical condition, just like hypertension or diabetes.
Essentia Health has been a leader regionally in addressing the opioid epidemic. Within the past 5 years, we've seen a 50% decrease in patients started on opioids for chronic pain.
Three of the main ways that Essentia is addressing opioids is by reducing the amount of opioids within the community, treating pain differently, and for our patients who do have opioid use disorder or addiction, we're working on helping them manage their chronic disease. I'm encouraged by the progress that we're seeing in making a healthy difference in our patients' lives.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
This Medical Insight was brought to you by Essentia Health. To learn more about the services we offer, visit essentiahealth.org.
At Chevy, we're all family. We're a festive family.
We're a get up and go family. We're all part of the Chevy family.
Because our Chevy employee discount is still available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more.
So Happy New Year and welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
Use your Chevy employee discount for everyone to get a total value of over $11,800 on this Silverado All-Star. The Chevy employee discount for everyone ends soon.
Dominate any terrain on a Polaris snowmobile from Duluth Lawn and Sport.
Duke is a man of few words and many songs.
Let freedom ring. Gone country. Hey, going down till the sun comes up.
It's 102.5 Duke.
More recreational marijuana businesses in Michigan are getting their licenses approved to sell the product to residents older than 21. This weekend, the first store in mid-Michigan will be opening its doors for recreational marijuana sales. CBS's James Felton has the story.
We're making history. I'm excited to start tomorrow.
Brianna Serrato is a spokesperson for Roots Provisioning Center in Bangor Township. Recreational marijuana sales there will begin Friday. While other local businesses have their license, it appears Roots will be the first to actually start selling recreational, licensed marijuana in the mid-Michigan area. Serrato tells us she expects to see a big crowd tomorrow morning.
We do suggest our patients and customers to get here early as possible. Like we said, the product is a little bit on the shorter end. We do plan on having some food trucks there. That way we can make sure, no one gets, hungry and angry at the same time.
No matter how large the gathering is, Serrato wants each customer to know they'll be treated like they're the only person in the store.
We want to give everyone that one-on-one time. We don't want anyone to feel rushed or feel like they just need to get in and out. If you have questions, we are here to answer every single question.
Serrato says her business has received a lot of support from the community as it prepares its venture into adult use, recreational marijuana sales.
They've been asking us questions on social media. When are you guys opening? When are we doing rec? We're so excited to reach out. I can't wait to see a whole bunch of new faces. I love meeting new people every day. I love seeing where they come from. And, I'm really excited for tomorrow.
All right, Neil's here to talk about sports. Neil, what's coming up?
Well, the holiday tournaments are in full swing, so we got plenty of hockey action across the Northland. Plus, a Superior standout makes his college commitment. We'll tell you where he's headed right after the break.
Thursday Night Face-Off is brought to you by Essentia Health.
The year-end clearance sale is going on now at Home Furniture. Find clearance savings store-wide while they last, like this deep-seated sofa, now just $4.99, plus free shipping and 0% interest financing for 5 years. The year-end clearance sale, now at Home Furniture.
Buying a car is a big deal.
We get that. At Washke's, we're not here to sell you a vehicle. We're here to help you find your vehicle.
You'll wrap up tremendous savings with a red bow. Now with Employee Pricing Plus rebates on most new Cadillac, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams. An unprecedented offer, making now a historic time to save. Washke's has over 300 vehicles to choose from and a great team to help find the right vehicle for you.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because this, it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
Around here, we like our winters snowy, and we like them cold. Some might say that's not ordinary, but then this isn't your ordinary casino.
Experience an extraordinary New Year's Eve bash featuring live music with Rhino at Legendary Waters Resort and Casino. Rhino plays a fun mix of modern, alternative, 80s, and current top 40 dance tunes.
Legendary Waters Resort and Casino. Escape ordinary. Experience legendary.
Time is running out during the final days of the year. At Link Ford, our low prices are even lower. There's only 7 days left to save thousands on over 100 pre-owned vehicles under $20,000. 2016 Ford Focus, $9,254 or $149 per month. 2018 Escape, $18,579 or $299 per month. Don't miss out. It's the final days, final discounts at Link Ford in Minong or Rice Lake, where reputation is everything.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Leanne Valdez.
And I'm Austin Haskins. Thank you for joining us.
I think being in this industry, in this field, you never really stop working.
That's what I wanted to do. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to go into meteorology because the weather up here can change the snap of a finger. You know, you don't want to be caught off guard.
Growing up, my dad would make me read the newspaper every day so I could practice reading and know what's going on. He'd always tell me, always know what's going on in the world.
Get to know us. Mornings on live local CBS3.
At Home Sleep Express, try and buy a Nectar mattress now. Nectar is engineered to adapt to your body's rest and pressure points. Get free sheets with every mattress, free shipping, and free financing is always available. Nectar, now at Home Sleep Express.
Just a year ago, the Hermantown boys hockey team was in the championship game of the Hilltopper Holiday Classic for the 5th straight year. But unfortunately, they weren't able to take home any hardware with a loss to Rosemount. The Hawks beginning their chase for 6 straight years as they face Brainerd. Halfway point in the first, Brainerd crashing the net. Mike Labor takes advantage of a teammate's screen, putting it in the back of the net. It's 1-zip Warriors to the second. Hawks coming alive. Aaron Pionk with the shot. And Zach Kylan is there for cleanup duty. It's a 1-1 game. 7 minutes later, Hermantown takes over. Blake Biondi snipes one off the pipe and in. 2-1 Hawks. He wasn't done. Biondi off the feed from Kylan. He scores on the wrister, making it a 2-goal game. Hermantown adds one more for the 4-1 win. Duluth Denfeld taking on De Pere out of Wisconsin, which is near Green Bay. Scoreless after 1, but 30 seconds into the second, Connor McClure skates in down low and goes top shelf. It's 1-0 Hunters. De Pere ties it up, but Denfeld answers right back. Joe Udd intercepts the pass and holds the zone, makes the turnover count. Hunters back up 2-1, but the Voyagers went back down. Snipe City check out Grant Trittabow. Sean Easty can only watch as De Pere ties it back up to the third. Griffin Lahette and McClure on the rush. They play catch, and Lahette puts it in the back of the net. Hunters come out on top 5-3. Up at the North Shore tournament in Silver Bay, Proctor taking on Rice Lake. After a scoreless first period, Rice Lake opens things up just 20 seconds into the middle frame. Zach Holmstrom gets a pass in front, and Mason Ewert makes it 1-0 Warriors. Proctor would spawn just a few minutes later. Reese Ward makes a move around the defender, throws it on net, and takes a deflection off the D-man to tie it up. To the third, Rice Lake would get the lead back. Puck comes back to the point, and Tegan Shire tips it in front, and Rice Lake wins 4-2. Later in the day, Moose Lake facing Park Rapids. Jump to the second period. Park Rapids already up 2. A scramble in front for Moose Lake. However, Colin Hoyt shuts the door to keep the Rebels off the board. A little later in the second, Josh Kuhlman forces the turnover in his own zone, then decides to take the puck coast to coast. His wrister finds the back of the net. It's 3-0 Panthers. Closing stages of the middle frame. Puck out to the bottom left circle, and Ethan Eischen scores from the awkward angle. Park Rapids hangs on to beat Moose Lake 6-4. In the late game, the host North Shore Storm taking on Red Lake Falls. First period, Eagles applying some pressure, but Connor Sullivan turns them away with a swipe of the glove. It's still scoreless, nearly the halfway point in the frame. They break through. Ty Kinnett slaps home the one-timer, and Red Lake Falls notches the first lead of the game. The Storm got their offense going just 4 minutes later. Carter Zabrowski picks up the rebound with lots of net to work with, and he finds it. The host closes out the night with the 3-1 victory. On the gridiron, Superior quarterback Jarrett Gronsky is making the next step in his career. Gronsky announced his commitment to Bemidji State via Twitter. He led the Spartans to a 10-3 record this past season and had 23 total touchdowns. Finally in the NBA, Wolves trying to snap an 11-game skid in Sacramento. First quarter, Wolves down 4. Andrew Wiggins gets a pick off the inbound and rattles home the 3. It's a 1-point game, and at last check, the Wolves lead by 2 at the break. Now that's all for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. May hope brighten your holiday and inspire you in the new year. Happy holidays from Essentia Health.
At Chevy, we're all family. We're a festive family.
We're a get up and go family. We're all part of the Chevy family.
Because our Chevy employee discount is still available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more.
So happy New Year and welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
Use your Chevy employee discount for everyone to get over $6,100 below MSRP on this Equinox. Visit TrueNorthChevyDealers.com.
For New Year's Eve only, join the DSSO in the ultimate Rocky Horror Picture Show experience, live and in concert. Visit DSSO.com for tickets.
I know people love the dish remote. It's great. So why build in the Google Assistant? I mean, who really needs a TV remote that can turn the thermostat up,
change temperature to 72,
the lights down,
dim the lights,
and still access their DVR?
play video?
Actually, some people could absolutely use a remote like that. The new Dish Voice Remote. Dish, tuned in to you.
When you share the love, you change lives. Over 2,200 wishes granted, more than 57,000 pets supported, over 100 national parks protected, over 2 million meals provided. Through the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru will have proudly donated over $170 million to national and hometown charities over 12 years.
Visit Miller Hill Subaru today during the Subaru Share the Love event, going on now through January 2nd. Visit us online at millerhill.com.
Everyone who has ever lived has lived here. All of mankind's triumphs and failures. Every moment, every hometown, all here. We start our coverage on the ground and take it to the airwaves, so you always know what's happening in your own world and beyond. We are free TV and radio. We are breaking news. We are always there. We are broadcasters.
The Blackwoods Blizzard Tour is back. Join in the fight against ALS and support a rider at BlackwoodsBlizzardTour.com. Plus, purchase tickets for the celebration dinner hosted by Blackwoods at Cirrus Aircraft on Saturday, February 1st. Brought to you by Blackwoods Grill and Bar and these fine sponsors.
Men's Wardrobe by Mainstream Fashions for Men. The annual gift givers sale is going on now through December 31st. Mainstream. Open Sundays noon to 4 until Christmas.
Well, before we go, check this out. This is Logi. It's a fully 3D printed car concept out of Germany. Even the tires have been printed. But you won't see this on the roads anytime soon. But it could be a sign of things to come, where vehicles are created in large 3D printing machines instead of standard factories. One interesting fact about this new concept is that the different parts in this car have near-field communication chips integrated directly into the parts. That means that if a part needs to be replaced, an engineer can just point a smartphone at that part and get all the details. That information can then be sent to the 3D printer, and a spare part can be printed instantly. Dave, you're a big
gearhead.
Gearhead, yeah.
I don't know. That looks
No?
like a modern-day Batmobile right there.
Yeah.
Then again, when I was young
and they invented the electric starter, that was big
Yeah.
news and shocked everybody.
You're dating yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So this may catch on in the future
Maybe.
and be old hat
Yeah.
eventually. All right, old
Weather.
hat around here for snow.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we never get used to it. It always shakes us up when it comes
by the scoopful. It won't on Friday. Friday should be sunny and calm in the 20s. Saturday and Sunday, though, especially on the Minnesota side of the border, 80 to 90% chance for several inches of snow. It's a very fluid situation, of course. The numbers keep changing, but right now it looks 5 to 10 Minnesota, 1 to 4 for Wisconsin and the UP.
Yeah, be sure to stick with CBS while Dave keeps an eye on that one.
Yeah, we will.
We'll see you tomorrow.